I'm dropping a GoPro down to the bottom of the ocean, over 200 feet deep, to not only capture some crazy marine creatures, but to hopefully uncover the truth about a mysterious wreck.
It is a beautiful morning here in the Florida Keys, and the first spot that we're heading out to today is only about a 30-minute boat ride. It's this big wreck that sits in about 200 feet of water, and it's actually the only spot that I've ever encountered scalloped hammerhead sharks. So we know there's good animal action, but I've never actually seen the wreck, and that's the goal here today.
The location we're at is a popular fishing spot, which means sharks are always present. On the drop down, the camera captured a bunch of Atlantic blacktip and spinner sharks, including this one right here that followed the camera down from the surface. This first drop also made it all the way to the ocean floor at over 200 feet deep, but it missed the wreck we were aiming for, so after a few minutes of sitting in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, we pulled the camera back up and went for a second drop. At around 150 feet, the camera captured our first glimpse of scalloped hammerhead sharks. Like previously mentioned, this is the only location I've swam with this species, but it's still a surprise to see this many of them. These hammerheads were shy for the moment, and after a few minutes, the camera dropped back down to over 200 feet. This is where we got our first glimpse of the wreck, and it's massive. It's believed this wreck sank roughly 100 years ago, and has since turned into a hotspot for large marine predators, and the condition of this wreck is surprisingly good, especially when you consider that it's been down here for nearly a century. Up until this point, we really had no idea what condition the wreck is in, and it's pretty cool to see that it's in tip-top shape. I still can't believe we didn't lose the camera here, but the amount of marine life here is just insane. Massive Goliath groupers can be seen everywhere, like this chonky fella right here. On the wreck itself, you can see two lionfish right next to the camera. This invasive species is now pretty common all throughout Florida and the Caribbean, and I'm sure hidden away in the wreck are many crustaceans and eels, but it's pretty hard to spot any with this grainy GoPro footage. Even though it's mind-blowing to see so much marine life, it shouldn't be too surprising. This wreck has been here for nearly 100 years, and now works as an artificial reef, which of course attracts big predators like this guy right here. Topside, I started to feel some resistance, so I raised the camera up to about 175 feet of water. What this camera captured shocked me. It was right in the middle of this group of scalloped hammerhead sharks. Technically, it's called a shiver of sharks, but nonetheless, this is some of the most incredible footage I've ever captured on a GoPro drop. Scalloped hammerheads can grow upwards of 12 feet in length and are one of the few shark species that will travel in shivers. Why they do this is still relatively unknown by scientists, but it most likely has something to do with mating and protection, seeing as these groups are almost always made up entirely of female sharks. It's always an honor to share the water with this species, partially because they're so incredibly shy around boats and people, and this footage is just mind-blowing. After nearly 2 hours in the water, we ran out of camera batteries, and it was time to reel it back in. Altogether, this was an incredibly successful camera drop, and I think next time with the stabilized rig, and even a possible 360-degree camera, we can capture even more incredible footage. Let me know where you want us to drop this camera next, but until then, I'm Ray Tiller, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure.